Hello and welcome back to the Impression Wiz channel. I'm your host, the Impression Wiz, and welcome back to Pesterquest. And welcome back to the Alpha Kids routes. And kind of the finishing up of this series. The next one we'll be going to is, if I can get my mouse to actually work for me, for some reason it's not wanting to. Okay, there we go. Will be Jake. Here we go. All you wanted to do was make a new friend, and now you're running like hell from a giant white creature with two heads, each sporting a single garish eye. Kind of like a cyclops, except with two of the one-eyed faces, so you guess it's a Duclops? Or Duo-Cyclops? Or maybe Biclops? Whatever it is, it's angry as hell and is chasing you through a tangled jungle. You leap over and stand a stand of ferns and duck under one of those big woody vine jungles always have. After befriending Jane, you asked her for the names of some of her friends. Not too many details. You made that mistake with Solix. Yeah. Just a little tantalizing friendship amuse-bouche to get you started. Specifically, you were interested in the friend that needed her help daily. Now that sounded like some fertile ground for a relationship. You kind of regret bringing it up though, because Jane got very flustered telling you about Jake. It's clear that her friendship with this guy is a topic of emotional turmoil. Well, who better to help sort it out than you, everyone's friend? But instead of friendship, you've been greeted by a number of ferocious white monsters. Luci. Your garbled brain offers up that you probably pissed off this kid's Lucis, except this is Earth. Between different plants, different universes, and the mess of timelines in your memory, you're having a hard time figuring out. You trip over a big tree root and land smack on your face in the dirt. You choke on your decaying plant matter. Or you choke on decaying plant matter, clawing at your throat, and roll over onto your back, just in time to see the Duo Cyclops about to bring down one huge foot right on your vulnerable body. You're allowed to start over if you haven't even made a... Are you allowed to start over if you haven't even made a branching choice yet? You cover your eyes. Nothing happened. Oh, and it was in the background, and now it's not. After a moment of Olympic-level breath-catching, you venture a peek. The Duo Cyclops is in pieces on the ground. 2 pieces. You hope the thematic resonance offered it some comfort during such a brutal end. You scramble to your feet. Your future new friend, Jake, must have intervened to save you. You look around for him, but there's another swoosh sound and a glint of metal, and something inhuman appears in front of the Duo Cyclops' body. Robot. It's a robot. Kind of a cartoony one, with shiny metal points and big red anime sunglasses. It even has a perfectly gelled metal hairstyle. Honestly, it looks pretty goofy, but it also holding a katana and staring right at you. You think you saw something familiar broken all over the floor of Equius's room. It must be a battle bot, but you don't have the strength you don't have the strength of your punchiest friend. So the first choice, challenge the robot or do not? I'd say do not. You default to your old standby, cowering. You shrink back, hands raised in the universal symbol of, whoa, no, shit. No horse puns and... No horse pun intended. For some reason, the thought of Equius and the presence of this robot are making your brain go right to horses. Actually kind of fitting later on anyway. Suddenly, a shot rings out behind you. It sounds so stupid that you almost don't believe it, but it's true. Who is shooting a gun at a robot? The robot makes a little startup noise and raises its katana in a ready stance. In a blur of green and kayak charge out of the jungle and tackles the robot full in the stomach. It doesn't fall to the ground. Instead, it puts the kid, a human, you can see now, or you can now see. So probably this Jake guy into a headlock. He struggles, lashing at it with his elbows and kicking at its ankles. The robot proceeds to beat up the kid. There's no reason to describe it in detail. It's unpleasant to watch and makes you feel really bad. You didn't even know there could be a polar opposite of Equius, but this kid is it. The robot is super effective against him. I feel so bad for Jake, because he is kind of the polar opposite of Equius, I guess. Being a page of hope, and I think Equius was a heir of void? I don't remember. Class specs. Haha. Random knowledge. You have to stop it, but there's too much action for you to get close. Even if you could reach Jake, there's no way you could zap him out of here without bringing the BattleBot with you. Except things have been weird lately. The accepted rules of your power no longer seem to inviolable. Maybe you can just do it? You close your eyes and think really hard about bringing Jake with you. Vroom. Oh my, look at his room. When you open your eyes, a young man stands in his bedroom. Wait, is it Jake's birthday? No. What? You shake your head in concentration. Anyway, you manage to bring Jake, and only Jake, into the house. He stands there clutching his side and panting, recovering from the robo beatdown. The guy's bedroom is so covered in movie posters, it's hard to even see the shape of the walls. Yeah. The floor is littered with weaponry. A lot of the kids you've met live like this, basically lounging around in piles of debris pertaining to their character-defining interests. Anyway, it's clear to anyone who sees this room that he's absolutely fucking loves movies and guns. Fair. You don't need to waste any time on exposition there. And here goes the accent. That's... Wish me luck on this one. Why did you have to put that at the very beginning? Jeezum Creasum. You alright over there, my chromatically challenged chappie? Okay, the later part, but they had the... You're fine. Jake is the one who seems hurt. That robot really did a number on him. I'll say. Confounded thing practically never doesn't do a number on me. It does so many numbers, it's one short of a standing ovation down on Broadway Avenue. I'm just glad I could be there to help. You know, life is always just a smidgen easier with a bro's help and helping hand firmly placed on your behind. Oh, God. Yeah. With a friend behind you is what I mean to say. Oh, sure. Jake doesn't really seem fazed by any of this. Not the alien monsters on his island, not your presence, and not his ungainly defeat at the hands of the anime robot. Not even by you teleporting him around. Well, sure, my good buddy Jane told me you might drop by. And honestly, I've been chomping at the proverbial bit to meet you, old fella me lad. That was not an accent I was thinking was going to come out, but I'm going to keep it. I'm sure Janie showed you a good time, as she is a stand-up host and a top-notch friendo. An absolute wonder wench, and no doubt about it. But gosh, I've just been so gung-ho to show a brand new personage around the new old digs. Get it? I live in a ruined temple, so it's literally digs. Ha ha ha. Nudges you with a meaningful elbow and gives you a haughty raise of the brows? Did he just say that out loud? He did. Well, here you are, ready to be shown around the ruined temple. Where to first? And I thought I was the one who mentioned what I did out loud some of the times. I mean, what? Oh, let's not actually go there. You know I'm no stranger to I'm going to probably be repeating with Jake a lot. I apologize for that right about now. You know I'm no stranger to danger, but there's nothing like a man's familiar four walls to give him a feeling of peace and quietude. I don't know if that's how you would even say that word, but let alone with the accent. We'd better hide out. That was more southern. Ah. We'd better hide out here for a bit. It's gonna stay easy. Just a tactical withdrawal whilst my robo-buddy and the usual monster menagerie are out and about. Right, the monsters. Okay, now I'm stuck at... You can't help but notice that this is the same island where Jade lived. But instead of one big white creature custodian like Beck, Jake has lots. Trying to be culturally sensitive, you tell him it must have been nice to have such a big family. Jake looks perplexed. I reckon it must be nice. I can't say I've ever had one, though. If family's what you're looking for, you couldn't have picked a worse place to mount your search. There's about as much familiar spirit in my locale as cows in a cornfield. Which is to say, there's simply none to be seen. Oh shit. You misinterpreted things, so Jake really just lives here alone. That must be hard. I'll say, as another of my friends who could tell you, there's nothing worse than being a teen stranded alone in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Fair. My grandma used to live here with me, but she died long ago. You think of your friend John, or rather his corpse, standing ceremonially in Jane's living room. Same house, similar kids. Same island, mysteriously dead grandma. When is this gonna... I really hope that at some point that's gonna, like, be revealed to this guy. If it's not, I'm going to be kind of sad, but... It's not hard to put two and two together and come up with your dead friend, Jade. It's a gut punch, even... Sorry, momentary little paranoia on my part. Anyway. It's a gut punch, even though the inexorable passage of time means that, of course, you could zap to the future and visit time periods where all of your friends are dead, if you wanted. But technically, we're not in the same timeline. You guess that's kind of what you did to your old friends by skipping forward so many years on Alternia. Wow, you're kind of starting to hyperventilate about this. You focus hard on Jake, trying to pull yourself together. Luckily, he doesn't seem to have noticed anything is wrong with you. Jake seems like the kind of person who doesn't have room in his head to talk and notice other people at the same time. But I try not to complain. After all, things could be worse. I have all the cans a boy could ever want to cookalize. I get to romp in the pumpkin patch to my heart's delight. Plus, this island is the perfect setting for one of the coolest things in the world. That's right, adventure! The thrill of discoveries, the frenzy of battle. It's the most fulfilling diversion of them all. Why, nobody of a sound disposition could feel sad about his perpetual isolation and the deadness attribute of his family members when the whole dark and teeming jungle is available for his daunting exploration. Oh, I kind of like how I went on that one. That actually sounded good to me. Huh. Anyway. That's it. Is that really what he thinks? You can't help but remember how 30 seconds ago when Jake said he didn't want to go out to the ruins. You're no problem, sleuth, like Janie or... But Jake's room looks pretty lived in. Not to mention the quantity of movie consumption suggests by his decor. You're about to respond when there's a horrendous clatter from down below. Jake freezes a small animal caught in the headlights. You suspect the headlights are of the red anime glasses variety. Oh, fuck buttons. The Metal Maverick makes his return. Listen, you look like a rum customer with primo getaway stakes. Fleeing is probably our best option here. You don't get it. The last guy you knew who made a habit of consorting with battle bots always bested them handily, like with one punch. Reference. Why would Jake make something he couldn't beat? Whoa, jumpin' Jehoshaphat's, I am touched by your high opinion of my robotics know-how. No, I did not make the robot. My best buddy did. He's a genuine whiz with tech of all kinds. And a real thoughtful guy, even though sometimes I wish he would apply some of that big brain box to help me out just a touch more. Oh boy, that's going to be interesting when we finally get there, and that's going to be the end. Aha. He couldn't be here himself because of the physical limitations of time and space, so he sent the robot to train me. It's really nice if you think about it. I mean, at first I thought it was somehow overbearing and unnecessary, but after Dirk explained it to me, I got that it was his way of being nice. This best friend sounds... I think our character is also thinking what a lot of the fandom of Homestuck probably was thinking of their relationship. Just a feeling. Anyway, not everyone is as lucky as me to have 3 squalid comrades and to brighten their day when they live alone on a murderous island. When you think about it, I'm just about the luckiest gent who ever was stranded in the Pacific with a parcel of ferocious monsters and a killer robot. You guess someone could say that? If that someone was Jake. Another harsh sound comes from below, reminding you of the urgency of the situation. You could easily teleport the 2 of you out of here, but, well... The creepy biotech chittering noise of drones still echoes in your memory. Actually, it might be outside. What? You've had some bad experiences with trying to escape a killer robot with its eyes set on a friend. Escape... Oh yeah, that was on Alternia, but like I said, still could be just outside the window. Escape via teleportation seems like a temporary solution at best. Sooner or later, Jake's probably going to have to face the robot. Is there some way that the two of you acting together can take it down? Ark, you don't understand. It learns from your actions. Anytime I've even started to get the jump on that dad-burned chrome-ass sucker, it just turned around and given itself a thorough school feeding on the topic of kicking my sweet Bippy. Okay, some of the terminologies are a little far-fetched, even for him. If we fight it together, it'll just learn how to fight two people. And then, when you leave me all by my lonesome, I'll be up shit creek with nary a paddle to be found. It's like that robot in The Incredibles. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Except instead of being an absolute fantastic work of cinematic art, it's my real life. Jeezums Creasum. Jake's friend is among the worst gift givers you've ever seen. Probably ever meet. There's just one thing we can do if a hasty retreat isn't what tickles your biscuit. If we could find a way to turn on novice mode, it'll be easier to deal with. I usually don't do it, but I'd hate to subject a guest to the violent vicissitude of a robotic rascal. I just can't remember how it's done. Oh, okay. So at least this friend includes an easy mode. You were starting to think this guy was one of those gamers who thought easy mode cheapens the experience. No response. But if he designed the thing with a novice mode, maybe he can remind Jake how to trigger it. Well, I have to admit, you've really put your aromatic digit right on the crux of the matter there, amigo. Strider's a bang-up bro, and I won't utter a word against him, but he doesn't really like to offer help. I imagine he'll think... I hate that he didn't put any... that there wasn't any, like, apostrophe in there. That's the only thing that got me there. It's my fault for forgetting in the first place, and he'll probably won't want to give me the answer because then I won't learn the lesson that I shouldn't be so forgetful. Wow. Okay, you're starting to form some tentative opinions about this Strider guy. That said, buddy-o, I think you've stumbled onto quite the slick solution to our woes. There's no shame in a brave adventurer asking for help when he's well and truly fucked. I don't know why I laughed at how that sounded to me, but maybe we can find someone willing to offer us their casa as a temporary abode. Oh, sure. You could do that. Maybe Jake could message Jane? Although, now that you think about it, given how Jane talked about Jake when you were there, it seems cruel to spring something like this on her with so little lead time to prepare herself. You don't want to fluster her too badly. You quickly backpedal, telling Jake that Jane seems to be busy when you were there last. Is there anyone else? Well, Roxy probably zozzled by now. Zozzled? You know, pie-eyed, on a toot, trying one on, deep in the giggle water? 3 sheets to the cold nor'easter? What? Oh, wait, she's drunk? Bingo was his name-o. So this is a common thing. And she's Jake's age? You don't want to make any assumptions, but that sounds well concerning. And also familiar. You remember what feels like a long time ago now, helping a girl symbolically trash her mother's liquor collection. Of course, alcoholism isn't that rare, but still, you're starting to feel like there's something strange about all these converging circumstances. Apparently, Mr. Circular White Dude, you can put 1 and 1 together. How about we put 2 and 2 together? Or maybe even 3 and 3 together to get 6. I don't know if that sounds funny, but there you go. Anyway, is Jake sure his friend is okay? Oh no, it's nothing like that. Roxy's just a fun and wacky gal. Sure, she dabbles in the devil's drink, but she always seems to be having such a good time. I wouldn't want to make any unfair assumptions about it. Somehow this fails to make you feel better. I guess asking Strider for help is our only option. I just know he is going to be a complete pain in the keister about it. I'll have to butter him up like a morning muffin. Are you any good at manners of persuasion? Yikes. You want to understand where this kid is coming from, but you're reaching your limits here. Is that really all the friendships Jake has? If so, that is bleak. There's clearly some kind of feelings-based train wreck on the horizon for him with Jane. His friend Roxy is obviously having a crisis that Jake pretends not to see. And his friendship with Strider has more red flags than the People's Republic of China. Is this what Jake is willing to put up with just for companionship? He just pretends he doesn't see the huge issues in his friendships to keep the pace. Keep the peace, not pace. Is this what it looks like when someone is so indiscriminately hungry for affection that they're willing to go along with anything to get it? Is this an epiphany for the character that's been time hopping and whatnot? You've had about enough. You tell Jake you can't stand this anymore. This life that he has, it's not good. Not even close. He's lost his family and he's scared to leave his house. His only company in real life is a robot that's programmed to hurt him, and he thinks it was a gift. He seems unwilling to face the glaring flaws in his closest relationships. And all of this might be hard and sad, but it can't be helping Jake to be so deep in denial about it. He can't just cover this all up with cavalier optimism. There is no way that that's the best way for him to live. You understand that it must be scary when there seems to be structural flaws in every one of Jake's supporting pillars. But addressing them is the only way anything can get better, because this hiding out in his room all alone and just pretending he has the support he needs is not suitable. Ow. You don't say this part, but if he keeps going along with what other people want him to be, you're scared for what's going to happen to him as he grows up. That can't lead anywhere good. Homestuck 2, possibly? For anyone who might have read that, I've gotten to a point where Jake is in a very bad place. I'm just going to say that. No spoilers. After your rant, Jake stares at you, aghast. You start to feel bad. Yes, he probably needs to hear those things, but you could have guided him more gently. You're usually an expert at encouraging people slowly towards emotional growth, but this kid really got under your skin. But then Jake's face crumbles. You're absolutely right. Oh. I am lying to myself. I'm manicure the image of myself as some brave adventurer, but I don't go out to the ruins unless I have to. And I suppose on some level I have suspected that things with Jane and Roxy and Dirk weren't exactly Jake. Wait, what? Oh, it's like a word that means good. It's just plain English. Jake English. Anyway. I guess I didn't realize how serious it was or how much I was really ignoring. Gee fucking willikers, it's not easy to hear all this come across loud and clear to a complete stranger. That really makes me feel low. But I guess for a truly brave gentleman, the only thing to do is try and do better from here on out. It's scary, but I do want to be the kind of person who is honest and forthright. A real hero. If I'm not doing that, then I need to figure out how to do that. Holy smokes, you've really opened my eyes. MX mystery friend. You've really got a knack for spotting problems. Do you think you could stick around and help me do better? It's like asking the sun if it minds shining, helping people confront their buried issues and come out of it changed for the better. Why, that's the very thing you've desperately latched onto to give your life some kind of purpose for 2 games now. But something about this feels off. Was your rant really all it took to turn things around for Jake? Did you really just fix him? It doesn't seem right. Definitely not good pacing anyway. Jake is looking at you with big green puppy dog eyes. You have to make a choice. Agree to help or do not. I have a feeling do not might be the choice again, but I'm going to agree to help. But I think I'm going to do that next time. So for right now, I want to thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, please put a like on the video. If you want to see more of my content, first off, subscribe so you don't miss anything I upload, and ring the notification bell so you really don't miss anything I upload. And as always, I will see you next time. Have a good day. Excuse me. Have a good day, everybody.